to Science IPK. Today we're talking about Venus, a planet that looks peaceful and bright in the sky, but is actually one of the craziest places in our solar system. Imagine looking up at the evening sky and spotting a bright star-like object so bright that it's sometimes called the evening star or the morning star. But don't let that beauty fool you. If Earth is a cool tropical vacation, then Venus is like a pizza oven turned up to the max, and you definitely won't want to live there. Long time ago, people thought Venus might be a paradise full of oceans, plants, and maybe even life. After all, it is about the same size as Earth, and it's our closest neighbor. But in 1962, when NASA's Mariner 2 flew by Venus, it was like pulling back the curtain and realizing your dream vacation spot is actually a burning furnace. It's hot, really hot, about 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 480 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead or fry a pizza in seconds without an oven. So why is it so hot? Well, Venus has a thick atmosphere made mostly of carbon dioxide, which traps heat like a giant blanket, but not the cozy kind. It's more like being stuck in a sauna that you can't turn off. And instead of rain, Venus has clouds of sulfuric acid. Yes, acid rain. Imagine going outside and having your umbrella melt before you can even open it. Soviet Union's Virda missions were the first to land on Venus, but even those spacecraft couldn't handle the pressure heat for long. In 1970, Virda 7 sent data for just 23 minutes before it was crushed like can under the steamroller. Later in 1975, Virda 9 sent the first pictures from the surface showing a dry, rocky wasteland. It's like a desert, but without air, and the rocks are cooked instead of dry. Then NASA's Magellan mission in 1989, which used radar to look through the thick clouds and map the surface of Venus. It revealed volcanoes, lava flows, and even mountains. A world that might still be geologically active today. Imagine volcanoes erupting under a toxic sky with lava rivers flowing silently. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real. Now let's talk about something weird. Venus spins backwards. Most planets, including Earth, spin the same direction as they orbit the sun, but Venus decided to be different. It spins the other way. So when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, it's totally opposite of what we're used to. And if that's not strange enough, one day on Venus is longer than its year. Imagine waking up on Monday morning and before the sun sets, it's already next year. Talk about the worst Monday ever. Scientists think Venus wasn't always this crazy. Billions of years ago, it might had oceans and been even more like Earth. But because of its thick atmosphere and greenhouse effect, it got hotter and hotter until it became oven-like planet we see today. That's why Venus is often called a warning for what could happen to Earth if climate change gets out of control. But let's not forget how fascinating it is, though. Imagine planning a vacation onto Venus. You need a spacesuit tougher than a tank, goggles to protect your eyes from acid rain, and shoes that won't melt on the hot ground. Forget beach chairs, you'd be sitting on lava rocks while waiting for the sunset, which might not come for months. And if you think your phone overheats in the summer, just imagine what would happen on Venus. Even all these challenges, scientists are still excited to study Venus. New missions like NASA's DAVNCI+ and Deadliest are getting ready to explore it more closely. They want to figure out if Venus ever had oceans, if it still has active volcanoes, whether it could help us understand climate change. Here on Earth, maybe it's not a place we'd live on, but it's definitely a place we need to learn from. So what did we learn today? Venus is a planet of extremes. It's hot, toxic, and deadly, but it's also a scientific treasure chest full of secrets about how planets change over time. It's like the villain in a movie. You wouldn't want to visit it, but you can't stop watching it. Thank you for joining on this journey to Venus. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fun science stories. Stay curious, stay hungry for knowledge, and keep exploring with us. See you in the next one.